What's up, y'all? What it do? What's goody? We up in it thing. Do my little promo right quick before y'all come up in it. All right. Just went live. Why my internet connection trip? My internet tripping. Ready. Okay. What's good, y'all? We up in this thing. Waiting for our lovely guests to arrive. Okay. And I know y'all don't know who Ayana is. Ayana is my older sister. We'll get there. Big sis. Okay. But yes, that's who she is. Okay. I kind of been going on pattern. All right. Y'all know I just started off with one of my siblings, then I went somebody else, and I did a sibling, then I went somebody else. Now I'm doing sibling again. That's gonna be the pattern. I'm just stop running out of siblings. I only got one more sibling after her. So after her, I don't know whatever family member I'm gonna do. Maybe my dad or something. But yeah, we're going on a pattern. What's good, King Lee? Making music. I seen Peacefully Rounded in in the YouTube chat, in the other chat. Before this joint started. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Patreon members. Jazz J sent me a question. Okay. I think who else sent me a question? I think Jazz J. Shout out to my Patreon members, but I really sent them a message kind of late. My bad. I just sent them a message like a couple hours ago. I usually do like the day before, but my bad, y'all. That was my fault. I take that to the chin. That was my fault. But I did though. I did message them hella late, but she did message me back. Shout out to Jazz. Okay, hopefully YouTube giving y'all my damn stream. Jazz also said that they be trying to block my notifications when I go live. Egregious. I mean, I'm not surprised because I'm speaking that real. That's what they do. But it is what it is. So I'm just gonna have to find another way to make sure I get promotion because YouTube trying to hate on me, trying to hate on my life. Can't po on. Pow Hunting, what's up? What's up, B Smooth, Keith Zoger, Benjamin Seed Forever, what's up? We love to see it. Lord, we know we on PC time. I mean, we on CP time. I said PC time. We on CP time. Lord Jesus. This can't keep happening to me. RZA did the same thing. He took like 5 minutes. Then y'all know I'm already scarred from Mr. Palmer. That man never showed up. I was on live for 30 minutes. Now I got my own sister. Egregious. But we up in this thing. Let's give her a second. Oh, wow, just dropped in, and girl, it definitely doesn't say you're live. Wow. Oh, wait, you know what? Because I went on my YouTube. It doesn't. Why am I? It should say I'm live on YouTube. You're right. It doesn't say I'm live. Yo, wow. They really trying to block my shine. That's crazy. That means I'm doing something right, though. It's bittersweet because it also means I'm saying the right thing because now they trying to block the message, but it's also like, damn, egregious. We on this white man's platform, so it is what it is. Actually, I think YouTube is Asian owned, if I'm not mistaken, which make even more sense. If it is Asian owned, it would make even more sense. But it is what it is. That's why we gotta separate. I need my own website. That's all that means. Need my own website, need my own app. It's coming. We'll get there. But yeah, they definitely trying to block my shine right now. That's outrageous. That's outrageous. Outrageous and everything between. I don't even got my mods in here. Let me send the stream directly to some of my mods. Well, I'm thinking about it because that's wild. That's really wild. I'm gonna send it to I think King Leak and Kai. I'm gonna send it to Kai too. Is Kai a moderator? I'm not sure. I'm sending it to 5-2. Because he said he didn't get my joint either. 5. Send it to... Oh, you know what? I could also send it to Jazz on Patreon. That's wild. I even got to do this. Ayana, if you don't hurry your mother, then about to get snuffed and dust. What did you do? Let me send this, though. I appreciate that super chat. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Send it to her. Live. Okay, Kai. Do I got King Lee? What you call it? I don't know. If I got his Instagram, actually. Do I got his Instagram? I don't think I do. Is this his Instagram? Nah, I don't know what his Instagram is, actually. Queen, what's up, Queen? That's my other older sister. It's lit. She'll be on here in like the week after next. Love you, little sis. Bring the world some more truth. You know I gotta do it. As soon as y'all come up on here so I can start spitting some We 6 minutes in, y'all. What are you doing? I just told you 10 minutes ago. What you got going on? All rise for the ultimate sexy C. Sexy as hell. Thank you very much, Kai. You a real one. There we go. There she go. Okay, let's get this party started.
Sorry about that.
You Gucci. We don't see it PC time. It's all right. I mean, color people time. We got.
You know, I had to figure out the angles. Like, you know, you got your little setup already.
You know, yeah, my shit story.
First time. Yeah, and I was too hot downstairs. Upstairs where the AC is at. Like,
oh, so you stayed upstairs. You know what? I actually kind of like that though. It looks straight. I like the background and stuff. That's a good lighting. You good?
Okay,
good. Okay, all right. So this is my lovely sister Ayana. Okay, everybody say what's up to Ayana in the chat. Do you want to introduce yourself? I usually let the guests introduce themselves.
Go ahead and introduce me. You already introduced me. I mean,
you ain't just my sister, though. I mean, you a mother, a wife, a business owner. I mean,
hello. Okay. Hello, I'm Ayana Sellers. I'm a Zero sister. I'm a wife, entrepreneur, stay-at-home mom, all that, you know.
We love to see it. What's up, Jazz? Jazz J Patreon in the building. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. We don't got to waste no time. So, we're talking about modern foundational Black American women and traditional versus traditional foundational Black American men, okay? So I thought this was a good idea for your show because you kind of, I wouldn't say, I want to let you explain that at least. You kind of, but when you was younger, you kind of had a lot of, now looking back at it, you had a lot of modern ideals, although we kind of sort of grew up in a traditional household. You know, you used to say a lot that you wanted the career, you wanted to be, what was it, a what?
Neurosurgeon.
A neurosurgeon. Was it like a neuropediatric surgeon though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you wanted to have a lot of money. You didn't even want to have no damn, well, you wanted to have kids, but you wanted a surrogate. You wanted a maid, a nanny. You know, okay, so, but our mother, like I said, we kind of grew up in a traditional household. But I wouldn't consider mom, but I'll let you do this. Do you think mom was a traditional or a modern woman? And which do you think she kind of pushed you to be?
I would say she was a mixture of both. Like, I would consider her traditional because I'm not sure if you remember, but because I would consider her traditional because she didn't really challenge dad in the house. Like, that's why we respected dad so much. We respected his masculinity so much and who he was as a man, because she really didn't challenge him. Like, if he said something, that was it. Like, she was very like, well, ask your dad. I'm going to tell your dad. Like, stop. I'm going to tell dad. Like, she was that type of woman. But then I would also consider her modern because, well, maybe not modern because I'm born in 1963. But I would think it was like she worked because her mother worked. So she was a working woman. She didn't have like those, like, I would say those traditional values, like a woman cooks and cleans. Like, her presence wasn't felt that much in the house. Like, I don't remember waking up and saying, I wonder what mom is going to do for breakfast today. Or I wonder what mom has in store today. I don't remember those type of memories, like, as a young child.
It was more like grandma or dad, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
mom saying like, "Oh my God, I can't wait till my mom take me to go get my hair done." Like it was never like that. Like her presence, like as a woman, wasn't felt as much. So I would say she was a mixture of both. Like I say like her submissiveness as a woman, like you can tell that she had that, but then the aspect of being a model wife and mother wasn't, up to par, like as a traditional woman you would say should be.
Well, which one did you pick up, and which one do you think she pushed you to be?
Neither. Is that wrong? Because I don't think like she, as far as a woman, I don't feel like she like used terms like that. I don't remember ever having a conversation of her saying, "Girls don't do this," or "As a woman, you should do this." I don't ever remember her saying that. So I can't say she had it. I mean, I would say maybe off of my own, me seeing her and what I've picked up off of her as a person, more so of like what she's taught me, like personally. I would say that maybe I felt like being a modern woman would make more sense because, hey, if I do get a divorce after 28 years, I have a job. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm not getting divorced after 28 years. So I would say she taught me to be whether modern or traditional, but I would say like maybe I picked up on her behaviors to be more modern than maybe being modern. I win at the end. If we lose in the marriage, I still win.
So the traditional don't work out.
Yeah, you out of luck.
Okay, but you know what? And I will say, even mom with the in the more traditional sense, she did have her feminine aspect. Mom was kind of a tomboy too, but she did have her feminine aspects as far, especially when she was with dad. You know what I'm saying? We lived in Maryland. She would get her hair done, her nails done, take us to go get our hair done and nails done. But I mean, as you said, there wasn't really a conversation had about the importance. But you know what I'm saying? You said she didn't do that with dad?
That wasn't when she was with dad. That's when she left dad.
You know what? You got different. That was when she left dad.
That was spitefulness. She was doing that. That wasn't when she was with dad. When she was with dad, mom was the same exact way. She would wear hair and a ponytail every single day. She would go to work clothes, come home tired, sleep, eat every single day. It wasn't, I'm going to get my hair done. That was no. That was when she left dad, and she was like, let me get back on the prowl. I gotta get cute because he thinks this. That was more of like, I'm getting myself prepared for the dating field, or I want to make sure he know who he got, not what she was doing every day when she was married.
And I was about to say, well, how do you think that affected your view on preparing for your man? Because I was about to say that she was doing that with dad, but you're right. Now that you said that, you're right. She was doing that at Paz One after they had got a divorce. I remember her doing all this, to be honest. But even before then, and even after then, was there any? Do you feel like she helped shape your femininity in that way to be prepared for a husband? Like, was she doing that even when she was getting her hair done and nails done? Was it like, I'm doing this so I can get another man? Like, this is important, emphasizing the importance of keeping up that side of your femininity to attract a man.
No. I mean, I will say this because I mean, it was too late. You know what I mean? So I didn't like. I would be upset. I used to be upset. I was like, why are you doing it? You're doing this just to. In my mind, a 14-year-old child, a 13-year-old child is like, this is just a show. This is not who you are. That was. So I wouldn't say that I said, oh my God, mom's getting her done. I want to get my hair done like her. I was just like, look at her trying to be someone. She's not. Like, that's not who you are. You know, I used to feel that way. That was a childlike thoughts. But I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that. It was more so my aunt who was like that. More so, we had an aunt. She more so molded me to be more feminine, and like be more in tune with my looks and enjoy being a woman. I would say that because I don't remember. Mom is not like, that's not really her personality. She has grown into that after she left dad, but that's really not like mom's personality. Isn't like, oh yes, I just love getting my nails done, hair done. If she could wear a pair of ponytail every day, she would. If she could work and just sweat all day and be in the garden all day, she would have her hair in a ponytail in the garden all day. She would. So it's not really her. She enjoys it, but it's not really to a sense where like, because her mother wasn't like that. Like our grandmother isn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like she's more, you know, I would say more to the tomboyish side, masculine side than she is more. And that growing up, I don't want to get too far up the questions. Go ahead. Which did I?
Nah, you straight. I was about to say though, I mean, even in retrospect, because growing up, you were very like, or you tried to be, you know, very, you know, girly in a sense. You know, you always cared about your looks. You stay doing sit-ups, stay being active. You did modeling in college, you know, things of that nature. You really tried to go express yourself in a more feminine nature in certain things. But I will say, I mean, like you said, even Ma, she wasn't the most feminine, you know, example. You know, even from there, we had older sister Quee. She was kind of a tomboy as well, and then we were under you know, so we was just following everybody in front of us. So do you think you kind of had a struggle with not really understanding the importance of your femininity? Because, you know, I do remember, like, even Quee, we was talking about this earlier, Quee used to call you Thunder Thighs, you know what I'm saying? And like, we would kind of pick at you about, you know, caring so much about how you look, like, y'all are just, you know, she want attention, she trying to. So did you kind of, looking back in retrospect, did any of that kind of build insecurities about your femininity? Like you thought you were being vain or so superficial? Because, I mean, that's a very important femininity, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you touched it right there. I think that made me very insecure about my looks, about what it was to be a girl. It wasn't embraced. Like I always been that girl. Like you said, I always been that girl who I liked to get my nails. I will never forget my whooping, the worst whooping I've got when I was in 3rd grade, and I painted my nails purple when I was in the classroom, and I came home, my dad took me, and he gave me a whooping and made me wash my nails. I just felt so, you know, discouraged because all the girls were painting their nails purple, and the little girl, she just painted mine purple. So I'm like, oh, it's cute. It's all cute. It wasn't paint, it was marker. So it was like a little marker, and I got a whooping for it. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, I mean, like, what are girls supposed to look like? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I do my hair this way, it's not appropriate. I wear my nails this way, it's not appropriate. I think I'm pretty, and it's not appropriate. I remember when our aunt, she saw me getting dressed in the mirror, and you know how little girls do, like, you know, our niece, she goes like this and stuff. I used to be one of those, like, to, you know, be cute and be another person in the mirror for a second. And I remember her coming in there and saying, "You are so vain. You are so vain." And I didn't know what vain was. And I was like, what is vain? It's what you are. It's what you are. And okay, so my little 3rd grade self, I remember going down into the basement, getting the dictionary and figuring out what the fuck vain was. And I said, really? I'm vain? Me vain? I'm like, I'm in my head, but none of the boys like me. Like, no, I'm not. I always felt like I'm not the cute one. I'm not. So maybe, you know, I'm going in the wrong path. So I don't think that, like, I really wish that aspect was embraced a little more. Like, oh my goodness, she's an early girl. Let's buy her bows and barrettes and purses and this and that. Let's bring out femininity. Let's let her know that it's okay to embrace it. Like, it's okay to embrace being a girl. Like, I really wish that was embraced. That's why I love girls so much. That's why I want to have a girl so badly, because I want to be able to do that. That's why somebody needs, you're so pretty. And I send them lip gloss and do their nails and do their hair and do this and that, because that is something that only can do. Like, it's something that only. So I do feel like our parents, maybe that's because, you know, during that time, like, maybe, I'm not sure what it was, but maybe because, you know, their grandparents taught them, you know, that you shouldn't flaunt yourself, you shouldn't bring too much attention to yourself, stay low, you know, put your head down. Like, you're a woman, but you're not a white woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't bring so many eyes on you. You get what I'm saying? So maybe that's that kind of, like, you know, generational
curses, way of thinking,
which is trickled down. So I'm not too upset with them, but I think that's why, you know, that kind of happened. So yeah, I think I was pretty held back, and you had to learn as I got older, and that's why I taught you guys.
Yeah, that's a fact. You definitely was a huge, you know, influence on our feminine journey. That's a fact. You know, we really just copied your ass for the most
hard. Like, it was hard with you guys. He's like,
but I'm glad you dropped a nice gem though, even saying that about Black women not being able to shine as much because they did have to kind of dim their light to not outshine white women. That's a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up. But I did want to talk about the other side of that as well, even with dad, because your father is a very important part of your feminine journey as well. That's the first man you fall in love with. It's the first man you figure out how to interact with men, how to attract men with. So how do you think dad was how do you think he shaped your feminine aspect, especially when it comes to that in attracting men and dealing with men in that aspect? Because dad, he want us wearing the short shorts and the tight, I mean, man, America just went to the bakery the other day. We had on some damn shorts. He was like, hey, look, next time y'all come, put on some big shirts. So, I mean, how was that growing up?
I think dad created that in me. I think he didn't get to finish all the way to the end. If he would have finished it all the way to the end, who knows where that could have took us. But I think he created that in me because I remember me being young and him saying, your name is Ayana Kamaria Sellers. Ayana means the beautiful flower. Sister, you are beautiful. He used to say, you are beautiful. Your name, I took extra time into your name, So he used to really, and I also remember when he used to dress us up in dresses, he would buy us dresses. He would go buy us dresses, like fancy dresses, and we would go see him, and he would be like, "Wow, come look at my daughters. Come look, hey, take $20, sister. Go buy some ice cream. Hey, that's my daughter. Give her ice cream. Give her ice cream. Give her a tip. Give him a tip. Look at her. She's so beautiful." Get motivated. He would get so happy. He would get so proud of himself. You know what I mean? And I like that. I like that reaction. I was like, wow, he likes me to go get our hair. He likes this nice and dressed up. So that made me feel special. You know what I'm saying? Made me feel well, this is what you get out. This is what you get out of a man when you look beautiful. This is the reaction you get out of a man when you take care of yourself, when you look nice. You get what I'm saying? So I think that he really molded that, brought out that femininity in me. And maybe if he hadn't done that, who knows? Because mom's not like that. So who knows? He wasn't. This is so masculine, So he just loves women like that. Who knows what happened?
Now, even with that though, dad, he was very stern. He was strict to a point, but that's a big part of shaping how you deal with men, how you talk to men. I've talked about this before. If he can't, if you don't know how to speak to a man, it's harder for them to even interact with you, to even want to interact with you, and then furthermore correct you. So how do you think dad influenced you, or what did he teach you in how to deal with men, how to speak with men?
Well, I believe that in the beginning, I had a lot of respect for men. Like I had a lot of respect for them, their masculinity, who they were, be a man, like in the presence of a man. I always respected. I think I had a lot of respect for men. I think the moment when mom and dad kind of split, and there was a time where we saw like a lot of disrespect for us. I've received a lot of disrespect from him, from dad, in a sense where I had never experienced disrespect from a man in that aspect. I think that's where I lost respect for men. That's when I lost, I feel like now it's like, okay, if a man that I love and that I care about can disrespect me and treat me like someone in the street, then you can't trust men. Then they have to earn it. Now you have to earn my respect. So I think that was me. I think, him kind of disrespecting me and treating me like I wasn't important, or I wasn't I was somebody in the street. Then I feel like, you have to earn my respect. Like I feel like men, no matter you're a man or a woman, you have to earn my respect now. Because if I give you respect, then you just think you can say whatever. Whatever. And I think with family, it should always be a line. I learned that it should always be a limit. Like, you're my sister. If even I get mad, there will be a limit to what I'll say to you. Because you're my sister, you're my blood. Yeah, I love you. A person that you love, there's always should be a limit to what you say to them. I'm not with him now, but then, that's from a different personality we dealt with.
Yeah, now I feel it. I mean, but even within that, did you find yourself while you were dating? I mean, of course, we did move to South Carolina. Mom did get remarried. We had a stepfather growing up. But even with his influence, with our stepfather's influence, did you find yourself still kind of looking for certain traits from dad inside the men you were dating?
Absolutely. Because dad is a natural, like our father is a natural alpha male. You know, men, there are a lot of fake alpha males here out in this world. And there are a lot of men who gain positions and think they're automatically alpha male because of the position they're in. And in high position, high society, they've been broken down. I've seen them cry. You know what I'm saying? And I realized like I've always been attracted to that stern masculinity that dad has. Like that, he's mad, so let me be quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off, but now he's mad. Let me be quiet. You get what I'm saying? I respect that in a man. I really respect that in a man. I always wanted that. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted, and I yearn for that because I feel like that is the person, regardless of what, the strain in our relationship, I always felt more protected with dad with anyone else. No matter how, I always felt more protected with that man than anyone else. So I wanted to feel that same protection with whatever man I had. Like, it didn't matter how much money he had. If I don't feel protected with you, if I don't feel that, like, if the world is about to end, I have to put my life in your hands. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I want to be like, you know what? We coming out of here strong. Where you want me to go? Over there? Okay, I'll wait over there, baby. See you in 30 days. Let's see you coming back to get us. I know it. So I always felt like that with dad. I felt like he was Superman. I always felt like that was Superman. So I wanted a man that could be Superman for me too.
And did you have trouble kind of weeding through the fake alphas? Because like you said, it is a lot of fake. There's a lot of them out here. If the guidance wasn't there, then where did you get the real? How did you get to read the signs?
I have a concept. I learned to have a concept to be quiet. Like, that was I turned 19. I told myself that I wasn't going to lie to men anymore. Like, I wasn't going to lie to anyone anymore. I was going to be completely honest. So for my concept so I didn't have to tell somebody about myself. I would listen to them. I would be surprised how a person reveals himself by just talking to you and being around them. And I'm very, very, how can you say, like, my energy is very strong. Like, I take over your life. I didn't met your mom, met your sister, I met your aunts, and know your last name. I know where you work at, and I didn't brought you lunch. I didn't told you a nursing home you could send this one to, and gave you the number to whoever to help you with your business, and then found a consulting firm. So I'm that type of person. I'm very proactive around this. So I went through, it's a lot of men, it's so many. Like, alpha males are not 1 in 10. They're 1 in, I'll say, about 10,000. Because there's 1 in 10. If there's 1 in 10, if there's that many alpha males, then it wouldn't be that many men in the room. Like, it can't be 5 alpha males in one room. It won't work like that. It can't. It won't be. They won't even, like, it won't work. It won't work because somebody has to be the boss. So I did run into a lot of, fakers, wannabes, and try-to-bees. And I think the best option when you're trying to figure out who alpha male is get to know them for real. Like, their friends. You can talk about their friends and their family. If you can go around their family, I learned that if you go friends, you go around a man's family, when it's time to make a decision, if everybody's not looking at them and waiting to see what their answer is, they're not alpha male. They're not alpha male. Because when it's time, you're going to say, okay, so where we going? All right, we got to go here, we go here. He's like, nah, let's not go here. We should go here. Everybody going to say, okay. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Or when it's time to move, where's he at? We didn't go. Wait, hold on. Where's his presence is going to be, like, felt that he's here. Well, hold on, we can't go. We gotta wait for such and such. We can't go. We can't leave. Let's wait till he get back. Then we'll leave. Like that. That's when you realize the only way you can ever find out, you have to be around their family. That's why I always, I'm proactive. And like I said, I know your mom, your dad, your sister, they are to tell you. Those people in your family are going to tell you who they are. They're around to tell you.
And even weaving through the alpha man, like you said in the beginning, Ma wasn't that much of a traditional woman. She was in a traditional marriage, but she kind of had a modern mindset, and so that kind of got passed down on to us. So as you were dating through even having the modern influence, did you find yourself attracting traditional men in a sense? And how was that experience? Because I know it's plenty of black women running around talking about they was proposed to 1,700 times, and they choosing not to be married. So how was your experience been with that?
I'd repeat the question again.
Well, basically, even having that modern woman influence, how was it with dealing with traditional men? Did you find yourself dealing with traditional men, or were you with the modern men, other side of
that? Both. But I found myself more attracted to traditional men because I feel like modern men, they want to go 50-50, and that's not my end goal. That's not my end goal. My end goal is not to be 50-50 with anyone. I don't care how much money I make. That has always been something that men are attracted to. The fact that I'm a hustler, the fact that I'm a go-getter, woo. But I mean, never been my end goal to be a hustler. Like I don't want to be 65 and hustling. I don't want to be 55 and hustling. I don't want to be pregnant and hustling. I want to be in a house. You know what I'm saying? I have those traits, but that's not something I want to do. My end goal is always to be someone's wife, someone's mom, or at some point, like, if it's not mom, be somebody's wife, trophy wife, living somewhere in a villa somewhere. So, I think I attracted both, but when it came to traditional men, it was just like I didn't want the slow life, so that's why I never found myself marrying like military men or men who are ready to retire already and they want to get them a wife and this, or a man who just wants to get a house and live in the South and have his wife and a few kids. I'm like a mix between modern and traditional because I don't want a slow life. I don't want to just one place and then that's it. Like I want like my options to be like our options to be able to go anywhere, to our kids travel, do things. So I think I attracted both. I probably attracted more modern than traditional, but I gave more traditional more play than modern did. So I would give my number out more to. I would have more relationships with traditional men than I did with modern men.
Okay. Well, even within that, because right now, especially right now, should I say, with modern women, it's a big thing about, you should date around to get to know yourself and, you deserve your hoe phase and don't let any man tie you down too early on, test the waters. And that's a very much modern way of thinking. How was that? Did you have that mindset going through? You went through college and you did graduate college and all of that. Did you have that mindset going throughout your life dating?
Yep. Unfortunately, yes, I did have that mindset. I mean, because you're taught you are the one paying for your college. If you're not the one paying for your college, you're the one who made the sacrifice to get to your college. So how would you allow anyone to distract you from that goal to finish? And it's like they tell you that relationship is a distraction from that goal. So it's like, and I think maybe I don't think you have to go through a whole phase. No. Maybe you should go through a alone phase. I think maybe that should be a phase, not an alone phase. You don't need to be a hoe to get to know yourself. You get to know yourself the best when you're by yourself. That's when you get to know yourself the best. You don't, because when you being a hoe, you get influenced by all these niggas coming in out your life. That's what you're being influenced by them. You don't even know who you are when nobody's around because you're never by yourself. So I think you get to know yourself the most when you're by yourself. So no, I don't agree with whole phases. I don't think that there's a certain age or time that you should someone. I would say you shouldn't like give up on your goals. You should have someone that supports your goals or has the money to support you not pursuing your goals. You know what I'm saying? Either one or the other. Like you can't, but you still can't have no broke, you know what I'm saying, come into your life and then say, have my baby come live in this little shack down the street. No.
Mm.
Also, you also, you wouldn't say no to opportunity to being married and have this person taking care of you. Like, hey, I want you to finish. Listen, we're gonna have our kids. I'm moving you here. You're gonna live in a $600,000 house, and you travel whenever you want to. You do whatever you want. You get what I'm saying? You're my wife. That's different. I would definitely. I think if I was. No, I wouldn't have. I'm serious. I'm thinking about now. No, I probably wouldn't have took up that opportunity. But if I was taught that, I probably would have said, "You want to know what? Yes, let's get married." You know what I'm saying? I have been proposed to. I have been given a ring. I have been given keys to a house, keys to the car, and I said no. You know what I mean? So my goals to focus on things I wanted, things I was trying to accomplish in life, and I felt like that would have been shorting myself.
Yeah, see, and that's what I was going to say, because even going back to mom, but even just mom's generation, and hers before then, I said that, we've been talking about, this is a big thing that's been talking about as inside the conscious community, is that, we're kind of recognizing that the last two generations, or the two generations of women before us, kind of set us up to hyper focus on career and education rather than motherhood and wifehood, and you can see the effects of it today. I know you are married, which is a blessing. You got a child, a family, that's a blessing. But I could imagine some of the women, or some of your friends, some of your peers that you were with, who went astray, went through that path and focused on their careers and focused on the results are a little bit different. Go ahead.
And this is the problem. I think I have friends who they didn't even, some of them, they might have focused on their career and they focused on their stuff, and then they got kids with, along the way, got kids with niggas they shouldn't have, men they shouldn't have kids, right? And then also you have the women who like just get caught up along the way. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't put enough in, like, we don't know how serious marriage is. Like, we don't take it seriously. Like, it's like an aspect, like just a part of your life. That's what they tell you. Like, your social life is only one aspect of your life. It's not everything. It is everything. It is everything. Now that I see now and how I live every day, it is actually everything. It's everything. Like, your marriage, when you have kids, when you wake up every day, that's who you have. That's who you do everything for. It's for the man, your kid, your son, your daughter. Your whole life is dedicated to this concept, this family, this foundation, this thing that you built, this tree that you're creating. So, they say now that's just an aspect. That's just this lies. I wish that was something that we were taught, that how important family is, how important marriage, who is also important. So if we were taught that, I don't think that the mistake of having kids with someone else, having kids with this man and that man, and having multiple baby daddies, maybe that would avoid that, because you would know how important that is. Like, you would say, I'm not about to be with you. I'm not about to do this and this with you, because I could create this with you, and that's really important to me. And I want this type of person. And maybe you would save that and you would wait. So I do think our mother and our generation before that time, they didn't put enough emphasis on family, because maybe they had to, or and they really wanted a career. They see white women with careers and they feel like, look at this white woman, work here, and she has a husband here, and she has this here, and I can't have that. I can't go get an education. I can't do this. I can't do that. Maybe if I could get an education, maybe my life would be better. You know what I'm saying? So my kids can do this, because then their life will be better. But other people fall short on the way, right?
Yeah. Sorry to that super chat as well. But what do you think that modern women, because even yourself, like you said, you had the modern influence. What do you think it really takes for women for that switch to go off in a woman's head to be like, you know what, I should be? Because a lot of women, you only, what are you, 28? Right.
All right.
I'm just making sure 28 ain't damn old, girl. I was about to say though, but a lot of women, they, if they wait so long, get so focused on that career and education, they fuck around and wait till like 35, 36, late 30s, mid 30s, and then they figure out like, oh God, it's panic time. Like, oh, I gotta get a man, I want a family, I want to da da da. So what do you think it was for you? And then furthermore, for even more women that you may know that you've seen, what was it that made the light go off? Like, I gotta stop what I'm doing. I need to change something. I need to accept this. I need to get a deal. I need a man. I want I want children. I want a family. I want to change my lifestyle. What do you think pushed you into that?
My man. I'm not even gonna sit here and take credit for something that like I just myself came to. No, my man. He's a very family oriented alpha male. He does not accept like a lot of the things that I used to partake in before I was with him. And, it made me want to be like, I liked him. I enjoyed him. He reminded me a lot of my own father, a lot of his morals, a lot of his values, and a lot of things that he expect in a woman, expect in the people around him were like kind of like of my own father. So I was very comfortable and I felt very safe around him. And it made me want to be the woman he wanted. You get what I'm saying? Of course, he liked me and like my personality. It made me want to go back to my core values, the things that like the things that I used to fight, like when dad was around. He made me go back to that person, like go back to that little Islamic girl who wanted to dress nice for dad and cover up, for dad, so he could give me a compliment. So, he made me feel, he made me want to have a family and want to have a child. Because I know before I used to be like, no, I'm gonna be a hustler. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna have me a man. He gonna be there. But you know what? I ain't gotta work. I'm just gonna. And I was a kid. I wanted to surrogate. I was afraid to lose my body, and it was kind of like, no, like who cares? He's like, if you have a child, you need a surrogate. I want my woman to have a woman. Like you're a woman, but you're supposed to. I don't want to do what you exactly were made for. We have to pay someone to do that. Like that's what your body is here for. Like if it changes, that's even better. Like you're just bringing out what it is. Only a woman can change. Her body can change like that. Right. No man, her body is lips. A man's hip don't spread. Men don't get stretch marks on his sides. Men don't get this. That's something that he made me realize what men are attracted to in women. Like they're attracted to, like you say, femininity. That woman-like aspect that only they can have, like only I can have, we can have. So that made me want to have a family. It made me want to be a wife. It made me want to commit myself to a person. Because it's like, this is what it's going to be like. I can be me. Like I can be cute all day. I can do that. And this is what you like? You like this? What is it for me? It's over. You don't want me to work? Oh, hell yeah. Like, this is over. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So, that's why I decided to get married. That's what made me want to get married.
Okay. And you know what? Even within that, because a lot of Black women, along with the modern thinking, it kind of breeds a bit of masculine behavior. It breeds a bit of rebelliousness in a lot of us. Honestly, it kind of, I really need to look into it more, but a bit of ODD. We have problems just with authority in general, but more specifically with our men. And that's a problem because you're gonna class, especially when you talk about an alpha man. There's going to be they're not going to accept certain things. So how was that, even with you being comfortable with him as an alpha male, how was that having to step into your femininity more, because he has to be there to correct you. You have to allow him to do certain things to have that authority over you as an alpha male. How was that?
It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Sometimes I wish it wasn't such a struggle. I wish sometimes I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't want to mention it, but he said he'll say something about my culture. He'll mention culture. He'll mention what I'm from and say that's the problem. Like, that's why you're like this. I see now what your sister is talking about. Yes. I see why she's always saying this is because you don't. I'm like, you see, I'm about to block you. You know, and I notice it. I think it's definitely a struggle because, you know, there, like, we've really had to learn to fend for ourselves, like to be by ourselves. Like, I lived by myself. I didn't have any protection. Now I think about it, it's like I didn't have anyone protecting me. I didn't have anyone guiding me. I didn't have, when I was dating these men, I didn't have anyone telling me this one is not right, this one is right. You know, those decisions are not letting people know where I live at. You know, having my door locked and things like that's something I had to teach myself. You know, that's something I had to teach myself. Like, okay, don't get a nigga your number in the club. I used to. I had to teach myself you don't do that. These niggas here these men are only here to do this and this. I had to teach myself. I wasn't taught that. So, you know, that like distrust, like mistrust for men, you know, always arguing with a guy in the street for something when you're going out. And next you know, he's calling you a B and you're calling him a this and he's calling you a that. You know, you kind of lose your, it's like, it's all game. You know, if we argue, we both argue. And it's not like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to express, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if I'm wrong. You don't have to be disrespectful. How am I being disrespectful by saying my opinion? But now I understand. You know, I understand. And it's been a struggle because of that. You know, a lot of things we've been left. I've been left to do on my own and to fight men on my own. I didn't have another man to fight my battles. Say no, don't worry about it. Oh, he said this. I got it. Don't say nothing. You stay right there. I do it. If you have a man in your life, you like, he'll fight your battles for you. He'll fight another man for you. You get to add. You get to call your brother. You call your cousin. He said this to me. But when you're a woman and you fighting on your own, things change. You see a man eye to eye now. Because you don't have anyone else to fight it for you, fight the battle for you. So when you get to you get in your marriage and you see your husband, he's arguing with you, that uproar might come again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might, you know, it might just come back and you have to realize, hold on, wait, you know, this person is protecting me. This person wants good for me. This person is not he's supposed to lead me. Let me just be quiet and shut up. And if I got something to say, I just text him later before breakfast, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm learning that now.
You know, yeah, because, you know, it comes with the traditional life, the submission. It's a deal, but, you know, it comes with the deal of traditional lifestyle, you know, of having a traditional family. You have to have that balance. A lot of Black women tend to struggle with that. But even past that, you know, along with this, again, this modern women thing, so many modern Black women are so disrespectful. I mean, to a point where it's like, I mean, brothers ain't even talking to some of these sisters on the street. Like, I mean, and I want to show you this clip, because especially here, you know, it's for foundational Black American women, modern women, and then traditional Black men, like the ones that are trying to stay in their masculine, trying to want that traditional family, want a traditional woman and a woman to submit. It's hard for them to keep fighting for that when they get so much pushback from Black women. I mean, we just went through the bonnet. Can't tell them to put bonnets on. I mean, it was a whole thing with Kevin Samuels where they couldn't even tell sisters to smile. I mean, it's getting frustrating. But I want you to see this little clip right quick, and I want your reaction from it as well. Let me play this right quick. Hold up.
This Black woman coming up to me, coming from outside. I'm coming outside. I'm inside coming outside. She's outside coming inside. So we're literally approaching each other perfectly. I go to open the door like my mother taught me to, and I stand there like a gentleman with one hand behind my back, the other hand extended to open this heavy door. And instead of easily walk through the fucking door, she opens her own door. She looks at me first, like we're literally looking at each other. She looks at me, opens her own door, and she's like, thanks, type shit, and just goes on. And like I said, somebody might say that's an isolated incident, but knowing what I know and seeing what I've seen through social media and just different interactions, I couldn't help but to ask myself, damn, Are women so goddamn strong and independent that they do not even understand the gesture? Do you understand what a gesture is? It's like, I know you can pick up your own door. I know it's only a 10-pound door. I know you can open your own door. I know you could get your own check. But the gesture of the man who is trying to protect you, who is trying to show you that he is there for you and trying to be that man for you, even if he doesn't know you, particularly if he doesn't know you.
Okay, so that was, shout out to Jay Lethal. That was my boy Jay Lethal. He had me on the show when he was talking about that. But I want your reaction, because what do you think at this point some of these brothers should be doing? You know, some of the traditional brothers who want a traditional lifestyle, what do you think, what route at this point should they be taking? They can't correct them. They can't ask them to stop doing their things. If they put their hands on them, it's abuse. They call them the police and end up in jail. So at this point, what do you feel the solution is for some of these brothers?
Work on yourself. Work on yourself. I say this. I say why? Because there are, I have had encounters with, okay, say for instance, let me just respond to that door incident. I've had men open the door for me, and I say thank you, and they say great, and it's just it. It's just a gesture, and that's it. And I've had men open the door for me, and I say thank you, and then 10 seconds later, the nigga breathing on my damn neck. What's your name, Ma? I'm like, was this an exchange for you to come and talk to me? So close. This was not an invitation. I said thank you because you opened the door. Now you to come behind me. Now I turn around and I smell. You get what I'm saying? So I can understand. You know, sometimes, you know, you don't know what their intentions are. Because I've said hello to them, and then hello comes from hello to you walking all the way across the street in the middle of traffic. And all I said was, good morning. Being polite. You know what I'm saying? Or just smiling. It's like, oh, she smiled at me. You go over there and grab her ass. No.
Yeah, I've been in some similar predicaments.
I understand. Only reason she said thank you before she moved in. You know, maybe he shouldn't have got offended by it. Or maybe he, you know, I think that maybe he should have said was, you know, I was just only opening the door, you know, just to be a gentleman. You might not get another gentleman today. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a slick way to say that next time you see a gentleman, maybe you should be a lady. You get what I'm saying? Maybe you have to, I think there should be, you know, these men need to be more leaders. You know what I'm saying? Lead the way. So I learned that by men teaching me that. Like I've had men tell me, cross your legs. Because, you know, I'm just coming here to tell you that you're too beautiful for someone to be able to see the color panties you have on. Cross your legs. I felt embarrassed. Me thinking I'm all cute and it's not there. I felt embarrassed by respecting him. Why? They say, oh, what's up, man? You know, I like the cute little panties you got on. It's cute. They pink. Oh, I like that. No. He came over here as a man. He led the way. Showed me what it is to be a gentleman. Made me want to be a lady. He won't catch me out here. Show, you know. You know, so maybe don't get mad. Don't get mad because that's not what we need. That's literally the opposite of what we need. Opposite of what we need. I wish more men, you know, told me exactly what I did wrong. If I offended you, say, sister, you know, not everybody gonna hurt you. I just want to protect you. You know, that's why I walked a little bit close to you. That I wasn't trying to hurt you. Just wanted to protect you. Just so you know. Next time somebody, maybe she think that. Then that would change her mindset. You know what I mean? Don't get so mad at us. Everybody already mad at us already. We won't need to teach us. If we do something wrong, be leaders and teach us.
Yeah, I like that. And even with, shout out to JoJo for the super chat. And even that shit big as hell. I gotta take it off screen. But even with that, because in that clip I responded to him and I was told him that for some of these black women they gotta get left behind. That's just where I'm at with it. Some of these black women, you just gotta leave them where they at. You know. So sometimes if you peep that energy, and I told him that, you know, you might want to do a smile or say, hey, how you doing, just to get her energy. But honestly, I was like, you would have been rightfully so, just walking in that damn door without her ass, to be honest.
No,
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. But
no,
also, I do understand your point.
that's exactly.
When you say that men should still lead in that, because that's standing your masculine firm. So I completely agree with that as well. But honestly, like I still feel that way. Some of these black women gotta get left the fuck behind. And honestly, I feel like even within that is a form of correction, because just like you said, how the brother walked up to you and told you about the color of your panties or cross your legs, whatever the case may be, I felt corrected just by brothers ignoring me. Like, I've been able to kind of catch on to that, because you peep the energy. You see more feminine women, the way they speak to men, the way they interact, and men will fall into whatever they're doing, get them to do things, and you know they can get men to do. I'm sure you've been able to use your femininity and as that an advantage as well. But then on the opposite side of that, I've been in predicaments where I came at men in a more masculine way and didn't get nothing out of it. I'm like, man, and at first it was like, oh, he a bitch ass nigga, oh, he ain't he weak, he did it. But then I had to really check myself, because the pattern is keep repeating itself. And I'm like, well, at this point, maybe it ain't the brothers. Maybe it's just me doing it. Maybe I'm just keep doing the same thing, and that's why I'm getting the same result. And as soon as that light went off, it was like, okay, maybe I should try it like this. Maybe I should copy this feminine woman. Maybe I should talk like this. Maybe I should try to approach like this. Or, you know, when he comes to me, I should respond in this way or wear something this way. Because you start to realize that those brothers is ignoring you. It's not because they just, you know, it's something wrong with them. It's because they see the problems in you. And they're not going to tolerate certain things, especially masculine men. They're just not going to tolerate certain things, especially when it comes to alpha men, you know? So I do think that is also a form of correction. But shout out to that super chat. What you about to say? You about to say something?
For me?
Yeah.
No, I said I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
Because if it helped you, of course. If it helped mold you, then it has to be this. I'm sure it's mold other women as well. That if ignoring you helped you and it made you realize, hold on, I need to do something different, because I'm the only one out there. This bitch is not getting. So let me do. If that helped you, I think that could be a way of correction. But me personally, you know, those are moments in my life that I'm just share this share a little moment. I graduated high school at 15. I was 15 years old, and I felt like I was alone. I was small. I didn't have any women like features, and all the girls were 18 years old and 17 years old wearing heels and cute or whatever. And I was telling people, well, yeah, I'm going to go to college next year. I'm going to do this. And all the girls in class was like, what you going to college for? What you going to do? You going to do nothing in college. You a little girl. You this, that. You're not even cute. You're not even this. And I remember there was a boy named Charles. Shout out to Charles, who was on the football team. He was a twin. And he said to me, listen, you're 15 years old. This is not your prime. You're not your prime. Wait till you're 20. You're going to be in your prime. You get what I'm saying? Don't worry what they think. They gonna holler at you when you're 25. You know what?
I've had that too. Yeah.
I didn't understand that at that moment, but I respected what he said. You wanna know why? Because he took his time out and he talked to me like a man, like without looking at me, and you know what I'm saying, trying to get at me or trying to abuse me or use me or get my number. He just said it as a man, as a mature young man. He said, listen, don't worry what the fuck they saying. I'm that nigga. I'm the football team. I'm fly. All the girls want me. Tell you 15. You don't think you cute, but you gonna be cute. And you know what? I believed him, because it's look who's saying it. I'm like, oh yeah, Charles told me I'm gonna be cute until 25. Okay. So that's why. So Charles out there, anybody out there, you don't think your opinion, how you don't know how much your opinion could change a person or girl's life. Right. You're a man. Understand your authority, understand your power to influence and to lead, your community and other Black women. You have the power to do that. So I think they should do it. Yeah.
I feel like, okay. And even furthering that, because a lot of black men, I'm glad you actually brought up that point too. A lot of black men will complain, about the disrespect that they get from the women in their relationships. But at the same time, bro, you've been tolerating this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and now you getting right now showing your ass about marriage, and you like, well, now I don't want to marry you because you ain't feminine or you ain't submitting. But it's like she wasn't submitting in year 1 or 2, or after she had the child, or before she had the child, or when y'all was dating, she never showed you signs of submission. So how do you feel about that? How do you think brothers should move even with the women in their they're in a relationships with currently? Do you think they have time to correct, or do you think they should, just cut it where it's at, cut it where it's at and move on, find another one?
Absolutely, they have time to correct. Because I used to say, you get a different woman with each man. Bring a woman around a beta male, you gonna get you a what? Boy? No. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? And you bring that same woman around an alpha male, and you'll get, okay, with what? What time? Okay. You know what I'm saying? You see the behaviors of a woman because it's just the energy. Like, your woman is going to respond to your energy. Your woman is going to respond to your standards. You in the house, you set the standards of what wife you want, of what family you want. You set the standards. You're the leader. So if you got a woman who's not feminine, who's not this, who's not that, and you chose her, it's your fault. You in the house every day, you create what standard you supposed to have in your house. Because I was the type of girl, you talking about me, I was the type of girl who would wear, I would wear dresses, and I didn't like putting stuff under my dresses. I was like, no, it's too hot. And no, my man's like, no, you can't leave the house like that. That's not, no, you need to do this. You need to wear this. You need to wear it like this. You need to get up. You got to, when your son get up, you're supposed to get up. When you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. And if that's the type of woman he wanted, this is what he expects in his house, I'm either going to get with it or what? Get left, get replaced, get gone? No. I'm going to do exactly what, that's the standard for my house. And all it does is if you're leading the correct way, it's just going to make you a better woman. It's going to make you a better person. That's all. And, when you trust a person and you trust him leading, that's what's going to happen. So if she's not being, the woman that you want, it's because that's the woman that you created. You're creating her each day. You're leading her each day. That's your fault. You need to try to figure out what kind of man you are. That you got living in your house, that you've been dedicating yourself to, and spending your money on, and she's not the woman you want. You're the dummy.
And you know what? Even on the opposite side of that, because I agree as well. But even on the opposite side of that, we have to hold Black women accountable. And I feel like a big part of that, of course, you do need the masculine as well. That's just a natural balance. You have the masculine energy. It's going to push you into your feminine. But also within that, especially with modern women, they tend to take on this feminist mindset. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they start to move further away from accountability. So you get into I'm divesting. I can just date out. I'm gonna explore my options, because Black men ain't that, because niggas ain't that. But on the opposite end of that, can we be honest here? Is it the men ain't shit, or is it just the men that you're attracting ain't shit? How do you feel about that?
The men you're attracting ain't shit. Because I can tell you this, that man may not be shit for you, but the next woman he meet, he might marry, he might be everything for her. So I think exactly what you give out is exactly what you're going to get. So I definitely agree with that. And I think we definitely need to put more, we need to hold ourselves accountable more for our actions, for who we are as women, for what we want in a relationship. We have to be exactly what we want in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? You can't be a man in a relationship and want a man. You can't be no man in a relationship. Okay, who was wearing the trunks? Wearing them.
Yeah, and a lot of them lead with that masculine energy, especially with the ones that's focused on their career and education. It's like, oh, since I got the bag, I got this. I deserve this, you know, and it's weird because they think that because they got the bag in a career, in education, it's like I automatically deserve a man with the same thing. And what they're not realizing is that those men with the same things aren't looking for those masculine traits, for those same traits that he has in a woman. How you feel about that?
I agree. I mean, okay, I do feel like, okay, maybe because you have a degree now, you're making a certain amount of money now, that would change the bracket of men you have access to, because that changes where you hang out at now. That changes where you go to eat dinner now. Go here now. You have money to you are gonna, your social circles may change because your tax bracket changed. So you might meet men that make the same amount of money as you now, because now you're making that amount of money. But then you'll find that the dating pool is smaller. Why? Because the men now that you are hanging around don't want women like you. Because like that they have, their wives are at home. Their wives are putting more energy into their families. Their wives are putting more energy to their kids, into them. Like they get to be the center of the attention. You know what I'm saying? The center of their lives, not their career. So, you know, I think we do need to, you know, women need to, you know, have to understand their. That's why I mean, remember we went camping, and I told everybody in the room that I believed in gender roles, and everybody looked at me crazy.
I feel like I do remember going camping. I can't.
When we went to that thing with Cazelle, me and you, we went out.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. And everybody got quiet.
So now we on the same page, huh?
Yeah.
Now, because you know, you was a little far during that time. You was like, you was with the rest of them. Like, it's down. You on the same page with me now, huh?
Oh yeah.
You
right here, baby.
Yeah. That's what I meant by gender roles. That's what I meant. I mean that no matter what I am as a businesswoman, in my career, in my, you know, financially, my aspect in the home is always going to be the woman. Like I always a woman. I felt like, you know, I want to be the mother. I want to be the wife. I want to, when you come home, I want you to say, hey, that painting on the wall, I had my wife choose it. Look like she did it. Okay, yeah, this and that. I want my presence. Like that's where my presence is the most felt at home. That's where the woman's place is in your house. You create that at your house, your home. Women create that. So I always felt like, you know, those gender roles are important, because those are where you feel the most comfortable. You feel the most comfortable being a woman. He feels the most comfortable being a man. Why shouldn't we embrace those two roles? So I feel like the Black woman doesn't get a chance to embrace that role enough, because she has to provide all the time, or she's too focused on freaking trying to be Miss whoever or Senator whoever, or the first Black this or the first Black that. She's not focusing on being the best wife this or the best mother that, or having kids who respect her, who love her, who are dedicated. She's not focused on that. She's focused on, you know, her career. So, you know, those gender roles get thrown out the window, and then we make up bull BS, you know, ideals that gender roles don't exist, and try to use that as an excuse.
Yeah. And you know, even going with that too, women are naturally hypergamous, okay? And you yourself have always kind of dated up, you know what I'm saying? You've always been hypergamous yourself. So when you got the first time you met, I want to know about the first time you met a Black man who was a high earner or high value man. You know, what were some of the things that you kind of had to check about yourself that you didn't realize, like, okay, this is what I got to do to be with a high value man, to really continue to be hypergamous, to end up in a relationship like this? What were some of the things you learned initially when you were, and how old were you?
Lord Jesus. I was 18 in college. I mean, I did some embarrassing things. Our first date, I was young-minded. You know what I'm saying? This time, I had lied about my age. Well, of course, because I was in a club that was 20, everybody was 21 and up. I was only 18 years old. You know, guy was like in his 40s. He's pretty, and I would say I would definitely above 6 figures, about 7 figures, 7-figure rich. And what I learned from that experience, I was talking a long time. I've talked to him for years because we were basically friends. Like once he realized, like, this girl is a little girl, like we were just friends. He taught me to be more like quiet. Like he taught me. I'm not saying quiet, but modest. But I mean,
okay.
A woman's presence, it's not something that should be like felt in an instance where it's like how can I say, like it shouldn't be dominant. Like he realized, like when I go play, and he taught me how to really let a man lead. You get what I mean? I was my first time going on a plane, my first time going to, to being in the the presidential suite in the hotel, things like that. He opened my eyes to those experiences. And each time we would go somewhere, like I would have to say anything, like literally nothing. I would have to say nothing. Like he knew exactly what to say, exactly what to do, and he knew I was in there. And like we would go places that he knew I wasn't 20. Like he knew I wasn't 21. And the guy asked my ID. He said, "No, I mean, what do you need ID for?" Da, 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 blah, blah. He didn't even like I hadn't even told him that I wasn't 21. He just knew. So I think it really taught me that once you get to when you're around a real man, like you just let him be a man. You get what I'm saying? And you just you know what I mean. You don't have to. How can I say? You don't have to. Sometimes you don't have to speak for yourself. Like he'll speak for you. Had a little accident, and I just knew that little accident. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this is my first time drinking beer. I'm just telling goddamn what you did. I never drank beer. You know what I'm saying? I don't really drink. I'm only 18 years old. I don't really drink. I'm drinking beer. I drank a few beers, and I peed on the way home. Peed on myself.
Oh my god! Egregious. In the car?
No.
In the car with him?
We were in New York, so like we, it was trying to be like romantic, like walk from one place. We went to go get cheesecake. We got the taxi. We went to go get cheesecake, like at where Diddy sells cheesecake. I forgot what it's called. He says like a little famous place. He was showing me New York. We bought the cheesecake, and we're going on the way back to the suite. And I peed from there to I peed on myself. Yeah.
And he knew.
I mean, who else? I mean, everybody knew. I mean, shit.
What did he say? What did he do?
He took his coat off. He wrapped he's like, oh my God. He's like, oh, I was like, he's like, I know. It's okay. Listen, don't worry. Don't sweat. He's such a gentleman. Literally not even an expression on his face. Like not even oh my God. Like I literally was I was more embarrassed that there was no reaction or not knowing what he was thinking than I was that I did it. Like I was more embarrassed of that than I knew what he was thinking. I didn't know what he was thinking. It was just like, no, he took his trench coat off. It's about freezing cold brick. Took his trench coat off. He's like, just put the trench coat on. And I took the trench coat on and I just tied, had the trench coat on because it's long and tied it. It's like, you're fine. Who's going to know? And I was like, me. Like,
he a real one. He a real one. Damn. He a real one.
Me. Like, who's gonna know? You know what I'm saying? And we went right up there and he gave me the keys to the suite. He's like, go ahead, go get you a he's like, okay, it's okay. Go ahead, go upstairs, whatever. I'm gonna get the bar. Because he already knew. Like I already knew I'm embarrassed. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But go upstairs, like take my clothes off, like change myself, be embarrassed, probably cry a little bit, like you know what I mean. He's like, let me give her moment. Let me go to the. Gotta go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get us a few drinks. I'm leaving. I was like, okay, cool. That.
Oh my god.
That is the first.
I can imagine. I got
And,
second embarrassment for you.
no, but you know what? That was a true, like that was a true gentleman act. Like, I
Yeah.
spilled the drink around somebody. Who was like, dang, your shirt messed up. You need let me get you. You know, it was really no reaction. I've had that happen to me about me spilling some wine or something on my shirt. So for that to happen, I was so mature. So that made me realize, like, you know, once you get to a certain class, it's like it's a part of your behavior. You know what I mean? You get to a certain class of man or like a certain man, it's like always like this. Like always, I don't know how to say it in English, like always a straight line. You know, I don't know what I expected.
Wait, but you know what? I don't want to ask you this too. Do you think, and it doesn't even have to be necessarily high earning or high value man, but do you think for the most part, Black American women are taught how to attract and keep even just a traditional shit, even average man, you know, decide don't have to be high earning, but just a traditional average or high earning man? Do you think we're really taught the basics of how to attract and then maintain and keep, and, you know, get wifed up, you know, from those men?
No, because I don't think like our parents and our family like really thought about black men being high earning. Like when we talk about our kids marrying up, we think about outside of our race. We don't think within our race because during that time, I'm sure there were millionaires, but it wasn't our uncles and our aunts who were millionaires off of working hard. Like we're taught, we just marry a man who works hard and who provides for you. Like that's what we're taught. We're not taught, hey, you can get you a Black millionaire. No. It's like something like, oh my God, wow. It's like taboo, impossible, or maybe you married a prince from West, you know, whatever a part in the Eastern Hemisphere. But it's not like, oh, you're going to marry somebody who, you know, owns his own consulting firm or basketball player, football player. No, because I don't think there are those times that was, well, our parents, you know, their parents didn't talk. Because during those times in the 1950s, 1960s, was that common? I don't think so.
And what about even on the other side? What about even average traditional men? You know, because a lot of times you got 1 in 4 Black women not getting married at this point. So even on an average basis, the average Black woman aren't even marrying average Black men. What do you think that's stemming from? Are we not being taught, you know, how to attract them either?
Yeah, we're not being taught to submit to our men. Like we're not being taught to submit to our men. We're not being taught to be wives. We're not being taught to be mothers. We're just being taught to take care of ourselves. We're not like we're not. We supposed to take care of ourselves, but we supposed to take care of our communities. Supposed to take care of each other. We're nurturers. You know, I wish, you know, me personally, with I have a lot of friends who graduated college, who graduated law school, going to dental school or medical school, not married. And I used to be, why? Like, why aren't you guys married? Why aren't you guys this? Or when it's time to go out, I used to be that girl. Always be like, oh, call one of your friends, you know, Ayana, to take us out. I'm like, oh, why? Like, you're the one, you know, you're about to graduate law school. Like, you're about to finish law school. You should be knowing all the guys who this. You know what I mean? What is the problem here? The problem is that they aren't, like, they're not, how can you say, they're not feminine enough. They're not, they don't put enough importance on these men. Like, they don't give them the shine they're supposed to. They don't even fake it. Like, they don't even fake it. They will be like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Like, I can't even talk to you right now because I got to do this and this. Can I call you back? And that would shut a man down. He's like, miss, I don't even call women. I don't even give women 5 minutes in a day. I done had men tell me I didn't have on with a woman this long in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I might have heard that 5 times already, but who cares? I'm going to act like I never heard it before. Oh, wow. Great. It's like, we don't even care. They don't care. It's like, what you mean? I'm about to be Miss whatever, or doctor or whatever, or lawyer from da-da-da. I don't care about you and what you can offer me. So that is discouraging to men.
Mm.
That's discouraging to their counterparts. So they're like, no reason to pursue you. I think that's why a lot of them are still single, because I've you know who I'm talking about, and people I know that we know that who are lawyers, doctors, this and that, and they not married, don't have no kids, nothing.
Mm.
I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, I agree, and even bouncing from that, of course you are married, okay, and he still got a black man, okay, but also, he's not a black American, okay. You moved to the Dominican Republic. When you moved to Dominican Republic?
About 6 years ago.
6 years ago, okay. How was the culture? Was there a cultural shock when you started dating your husband currently? Like, where wasn't that you was like, damn, the shift in change in men from what you were getting from black American men here that you started receiving from him?
Culture shock, absolutely. I will say I wasn't such a culture shock because he was raised in the U.S. So he does have like that American, aspect of him, westernized.
Like, yeah, it kind of different.
But his family values, like how close his family is, how important family is to him, how important his wife is to him, his woman is to him in his life. I think that is something that I got from him that I didn't get from American men. Because I feel like for American men, FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, marriage is like a financial construct. So a lot of times when you could be the man could be in love, and he'll think about, hold on, wait, I got to give her half. Hell nah, nah, I belong. You know what I'm saying? It's like they feel like they work too hard, to get where they are. Like, I worked too hard for this. Like, my father didn't have anything. My mother didn't have this. Like, I worked hard to get where I am. So whoever I'm with, I'm not about to give them half. It was me who got this. Me, not you. You get what I mean? And I feel like in their culture, it's more like a shared wealth. You get what I'm saying? I got where I am, but just you having my child is gold. Like, it's worth more. Like, it's worth me giving you half. It's worth whatever. It's worth me giving it up. Like, it's worth everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna give me my legacy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give me beautiful children. You're gonna make sure I have food every day. You're gonna make sure I get up every morning. You're gonna put water by my water by my bed every day. So it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? So that's different. So I feel like those core values, family values, values of marriage and family and kids, I think that's what made me, be in a relationship with him.
I feel like, because there is a lot of, we got to be honest, we still dealing with the effects of slavery. You know what I'm saying? We a special group of people. We got a lot of different issues. There's a lot of dysfunction within our families. We got baby mama dramas. We got, cheating and, side chicks, and, it's a whole lot. There's a lot of dysfunction within our relationships. Did you see that difference as well within like Dominican culture, where it's like, because even like you told me like over there, if a couple lives together, they're considered married like automatically, and here it's like, bitch, y'all can be together 10 years, y'all ain't got a ring on it, then
not even
mess with it, man, it's what it is, How was that? Did you notice that culture change as well, or that part of the culture as well?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that lets you know how different it is, how much we value family. Because How is it that a man can live with someone, a woman, have kids with her, go to work every day, pay bills with her, have a joint account with her, and that his mother doesn't call him, doesn't call the woman that he's with every day, doesn't call her his wife? That's his girlfriend.
Mm.
It's like a disrespect to the what she does every day. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's like a disrespect to the energy that she puts into her family, into her husband every single day. You're not calling me his wife. I do everything a wife's supposed to do. Why am I his wife?
Mm.
You get what I mean? So, I respect that in their culture, that if he chose to live with you, that means he's choosing to take care of you.
Mm.
Take care of you, that means you're his wife. No matter, like, if you went to the courthouse and we did a ceremony or not, because you might not have money to do it. But you're his wife, because now you live together. Now you're having kids together. Now that's a construct. Like, you guys are creating. Like, that's exactly what a marriage is. What
Mm.
marriage other than a piece of paper? That's like what marriage is. So you're considered his wife. So when you leave, you go places, his family, his mother, his father is going to see you. They're going to say, yeah, him and his wife this, him and his wife that. Doesn't matter what ceremony you had. Everybody's going to say that's his wife and introduce you as his wife and introduce you as his husband. I mean, in my family, I told him that. I'd be like, my family's not going to say you're my husband. Is that right? Like, your family, they call me your. But my family, they're like, oh yeah, her boyfriend. They're not gonna know that. They're not gonna do that. They're not, until they see me on Instagram showing off my ring and showing off my wedding or whatever, or me changing my last name to Hernandez, even though everybody calls me Miss Hernandez.
Mm.
They not gonna expect it because they don't. That's not my culture. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, and I would say, I think it's just because it's not our fault. It is our fault now, but
Mm.
we weren't originally, you know, taught this.
Yeah.
So it's the broken down family that we've been broken down to, have that a part of our culture. But at first, it wasn't like that.
Of course, and as even on the for the women, do you think that there's and for yourself more specifically, do you think that they have a more sense of responsibility for their families because they're put in that position of a wife that they're automatically labeled? Do you see that as well within their women, even the modern women?
Absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. Because now you'll see. I mean, you'll see women. I've heard, of course. I'll say you'll see. I've had women when I was in college, me even myself say, I mean, I've seen my friends say, I don't know, until he marry me, until we have our wedding, I'm not doing this. Until I get my last name. You'll see they'll be living with their man and say, no, girl, we're not gonna join our accounts until I do this.
Mm.
Oh no. They have kids with this man. And they'll say, oh no, I'm not doing this until he give me my ring. But baby, you didn't already got daggone open your wound up. You didn't damn open your legs up. You didn't
Mm.
this and this. You might as well go what you was gonna do. Because you know what? The at this point. Because you gotta deal with him for the rest of life now. Anyway.
Yeah.
So but I do see that here it's like women, they dedicate themselves 100%. Like
Mm.
there's no in between. Like, yeah, I'm married now. I remarried. I'm married now. Yep. What does she do now? She's in the house. She's cooking. She's cleaning. She's talking to his mom every day. She's making sure the bed is made. She's getting up every morning. She's doing this. It's like a complete commitment and submission to that man because that's her husband.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, we went to go to the courthouse. Nah, that's her husband. So everybody's gonna call call him her husband. Her mother is gonna say that's her husband. Her father will say that's her husband. And in her mind, so now that's what the energy has to put into. She has to put wife's energy in now.
Mm.
Whereas in our culture, nah, we still girlfriend. So now I gotta save a little bit for when I'm a wife.
Yeah, I feel like so. I mean, and I think that's a perfect note to end on too. What would you suggest for modern Black women to do? Oh, actually, let me ask you this before I ask that. Do you think had you stayed in America, you would have ended up with a traditionally foundational Black American man?
Mm, nah,
Why not?
because the type of man I like is in our culture is too rare. Like I like them too hood, and I like I wanted to be hood and to be legit at the same time. And it's hard to find that. Like, it's hard. But that is like everywhere in Latin culture. Like, everywhere. Because literally, I mean, at a certain point, there was nothing but Latin kings in the United States. And now they all, what? They own a bodega, the colmado, they own a club there, they own this, they own that. Like, they didn't get caught up in that judicial system because, you know, they got deported. They wasn't there legally, so they didn't know who they was. You know what I'm saying? They had to deal with that. So I think at some point I probably ended up, you know, I probably would end up with a Hispanic person anyway, because I think, you know, I identify more with them. To be honest.
Well, what would you be in? What would your advice be for Black American women who are, you know, searching for, or they do truly want the modern women? They do truly want that traditional man, Black man, but you know, they're still struggling with the modern ideals. They're still struggling with that masculine energy, with that, you know, trying to balance that feminine, trying to step into their feminine. What advice would you give them, especially for the young ones?
Do what feels natural. Do what feels natural. I think, you know, the most I have never felt so good with myself than how I do right now, being a woman, a wife, and a mother. Like, it's natural. Like, don't go against your own natural state of being. We're supposed to be women. You're supposed to be beautiful. You're supposed to be in shape. You're supposed to be submissive. You're supposed to be nurturing. Like, you don't know how many TikToks or memes have we seen with, oh, what do you want to eat? And she's, I don't know. Because you're the one who tell her. We don't even want to choose. I'd much rather you just bring me something. Because I don't want to choose. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just really let go of those ideas and naturally, like, be who you're naturally supposed to be. You know, stop making things. It's really not that complicated. It's really not that complicated. Like, be a woman. Let go of modern ideals. It's not about toxic masculinity, or being a feminist. No, it's not. It's not. And those concepts are just to fucking hold you back. You know, Black women don't need those concepts. What we need is be told to be a woman, to be a wife, and be a mother. That's what you need. Be the woman that you wanted your mother to be when you were 10 years old, 14 years old, trying to date, and you don't know what type of woman you're supposed to be. You know, when you're 18 years old and you don't know what type of woman you're supposed to be for that man. Be that woman that you wish your mother was or your aunt was. Be that woman. That's what I felt.
I love that. I love that. I love that. That's a blessing. You know, this was a great interview. We're not finished. Let me get this Patreon question in too. We got a little special question. Okay, so let me do this one too. But this was you did a very good job, Ayana. I very much appreciate you coming on. It was a blessing. Very good answers. I love to see it. But let me see. Okay, so this is a question from Jazz. Shout out to Jazz on Patreon. I think I seen her in the chat a little while ago. Let's hope she's still in here. But Jazz says, good evening, goddess. When do you think women started this disrespecting their men? And why do you think women started to have a disconnect with their femininity? And why? Is it because we don't have a leader, or people just don't care?
We don't have a leader. We don't have a leader. When my father was active in the house, he was the man of the house, a real man in the house. You barely got disrespect. Barely. I can't remember a moment that I have heard any woman or anyone blatantly disrespect my father. My father was being the man he's supposed to be. So, even my grandfather. I've never seen anyone yell at my grandfather either, ever in my life. Yeah. Grandfather, because when you're being the man you're supposed to be, you'll see the woman fall in line in your life. You'll see them fall in line. I see it with Javier, my own man. I see it with his father. I see it with the people, the men that he is around. You will see the women fall in line because it's a certain energy, respect that you, once you have that respect for yourself and you have that standard that you set, everyone else is going to try to meet that standard because you're the model man. You're the model. You're the one everybody wants to be like, wants to be with, wants to respect. So we're just gonna, you know, try to meet. So I think it's the lack of leadership in our community and, you know, men not taking responsibility.
I like that. I like that. And I got a question. That was Jazz J that was the girl who asked the question. She said, great answer. But this is just a quick question too, just came to my head. I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget, but I should have included this too. You do have a son now, you know, and everything is relevant. Of course, you had, you know, we went through the modern ideals and struggle with our father, and, you know, struggle with other men. What are you doing to instill in your son to ensure that he will attract, or that he knows the difference between a submissive woman, a traditional woman, the modern woman? What are you doing with your son differently that you don't think mom may have done with our brothers?
I'm so glad you asked that because I've been just waiting for somebody to say something. Just waiting for someone to ask me that. I respect my son. I respect. I don't let anyone hush him. I don't let anyone tell him to be quiet. If he has something to say, I let him speak. I let his presence be known. If I'm talking to someone and he's saying something to me, I'll say, "Excuse me, what'd you say, baby?" I don't dismiss him. Know that he's important. You know, he's a man. Like I'm a woman, he's a man. Even though I'm his mother, he's still a man. Like, I respect him as a man. I respect his opinion, his presence, and his leadership, his soon to be leadership. So I feel that's what I'm doing. I feel like I'm teaching him, and I try to be, you know, a model woman as well myself. You know, I try not to dress. If I do dress incorrectly, he'd come up and say, "Mommy, no." I breastfeed, and after he's finished, he covers me up like. So, you know, that made me know that, you know, what's important to him. You know, I let him know how women are supposed to treat him, how women are supposed to act around him. So I think that's what I'm doing to make him into the man that will lead other women and will lead other men in life, is to let him know what a leader is supposed to be like and how people are supposed to treat you. I'm the example of how a woman is supposed to treat him. So if a woman doesn't treat him like I do, he's not going to accept it. If a woman doesn't respect him like I do, I'm his mother, he's not going to accept it. So I think it starts.
That's a fact. I love that. Love that. That was ending on. That's a lovely way to end this conversation. It's been a blessing. Do you want to shout anything out? You got anything you want to promote?
No, girl, nah. I ain't about to promote nothing else. You got me talking too much in this thing. What?
Oh, but her Cash App is right there at the bottom, so make sure you hit her Cash App, show us love, okay? Follow on the gram, okay?
I'm reading these comments. There's so many comments.
Yeah, when I do the live, you can look at the live replay and read all the comments, go back and scroll through it. But yeah, people were commenting the whole time. You know, that's what it's a live chat. Yeah, they do that. Yeah, that's why I was showing some of the super chats, because that's the ones that people pay for or whatever. But yeah, it's lit. But anyways, other than that, Betty, I thank you so much for coming on here. It's a blessing. You know, I love you. Appreciate your perspective and coming on here and speaking some truth and being very honest and transparent. It's a blessing to see. Okay, and I hope you come back. We're gonna have to do something else for sure.
Love you. Bye, guys. Nice out.
I'm weak. You know how to click the out? You all you gotta do is push the little leave button at the bottom.
Okay. Love you guys.
Oh, okay. What did you say? What did you say?
Queen was in here.
Yeah, Queen right there.
Queen, who else is in here?
I'm dead. I think Amira was in here too. I seen the comment from Amira.
Hey, what's up, hi family. Sorry, I didn't say hi to my family. You're not gonna say hi to my family.
Dead.
Hi family, guys. It's late. Go to bed. Bye.
You were tired. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all follow me on the gram __CFWM. Follow me on Twitter, Shata_youth. Hit my Cash App if you want to send a donation. zezebih. Make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. As y'all know, this joint is coming down, baby. It's coming down. I'm gonna leave it up for a couple more hours, probably till tomorrow, as I usually do. But it will be coming down, and it's going on a Patreon. To the Patreon. So subscribe to my Patreon if you want to see it and other exclusive content. Other than that, I appreciate everybody coming in. But that's all I got. All right, y'all.